Hello, hello. Oh boy, it's Cheryl here. Hello, how are you? Just wanted to come online and talk about astroplaning. Basically, it's about the ability to see another part of the sky and going up and seeing the astral plane. And what the astral plane is the whole idea of clicking on the like button and saying that you like the channel and that you like all that. Kidding aside, basically, what it's about is the ability to rest the mind about what is going on in your life. And you could be having marital problems, you could be having other types of problems. And some people say it takes only 5 seconds to calm the mind. Others say it takes a little bit longer. And sometimes what I do is to go up into the astral plane. So what you do is that you decide to calm your thoughts. And you get to this place where you start feeling calm. And it only takes 5 seconds. And then you decide to go and go see the planet. So you lift yourself off and go from being on the planet, your feet on the planet, and in your mind's eye, you decide to go and see, well, I think I'll go see the planet from a different point of view. And what you do is that you decide after your eyes are closed and you're at peace in your life in that after that 5 seconds, you've calmed your breath, and you go out into the world and you see on top of the planet. And you look down and you see the earth. And that earth is absolutely gorgeous. It is round, it has snow parts, it has ocean parts, it has mountain parts, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And then you go into the higher plane, way above Earth, like you're up by the space orbiter that goes around. And it too can see Mother Earth, our Earth. And from there you can observe all the blackness around the Earth. You see all the stars. You see everything that's going on. And it's in that place where you can hear the silence. You can hear the quiet. And everything is absolutely quiet. There are no sounds that bother the mind. There are no problems in that moment. There's nothing to reach for. There's nothing to do. You just up in that moment, up in the stratosphere, and you can see the stars, you can see the moon, and you make yourself see everything about what the universe is. And everything in that universe is calm, is brilliant. You can see off and see Mars. You can see Jupiter. You can see all the planets. You can rip around the sky and maybe go and see other universes if you want. You can, have those kinds of thoughts of, well, gee, what else is there but this calm, peaceful place? And there's no sickness. There's it doesn't have anything to do with weight or size, color, anything. It has got to do with everything that's peaceful. And it's just gorgeous up there. So you put yourself together and you give yourself a hug because you've done a good job today. And you let go of all the hate and all the other things that are bothering you up in your mind. And you love everybody. You love your children. You love your life. You love the things that you have progressed to. And then in that moment, you decide to float back down to the earth. And you float down, you get closer. You see the universe skies. You go down into the lower atmosphere. And you see the planet. Pardon me. And you see some of the fires that are happening on this planet. You also see the ocean. You also see all the things that are right on this planet. You see the love of everybody that comes into your life. And you go down onto the planet. You're getting closer to Earth. And all you feel is just big love for your planet. And you get down into the ground, plant your feet back down, and that's what astral planning is. It's being able to see things from a different perspective and seeing how wonderful life can be. And you get back down and you into your life, into your own body, and you feel better. That actually happened to the friend I had spoke about on and off on another channel. He was in an accident. I've forgotten some of the details about what he told me. But he had told me he had experienced that. He was in an accident and they thought he was gone. And his body, in his mind's eye, had closed off and went up to the atmosphere and had a near-death experience. And there are people who do have near-death experiences, and they talk about being able to see the universe, seeing other things in other places, and that experience really affected them. And so I started, after we broke up, I started looking at different ways of helping myself. And I had taken that idea and decided to try it for myself. Because I thought, what more can I do? I can't go because my daughter had gone. I can't die because he had left me. I can't die because other people had decided to disown me or whatever else. So I decided to try this for me because I wanted to feel better for me. And that's what helped me get me to feel better for me. That I wasn't a rotten person, that I didn't do, half the things that people had said they had accused me of or whatever else, that I'm not this awful person. And that's one of the ways that helped me. So if anything, that's what helped me. And it helped him be a better person to some degree. So the other part is that what he also decided was that I was to, somehow be a parent to another child. And I'm 61, so it's a little bit more detailed than that. And if if he wanted to have kids, that would be fine. But it's not like 30 years later we can't do anything like that. Sure he can adopt, sure he can do other things, but the idea about giving the best out of ourselves to our children is the idea. And quite honestly, if we can't give our kids the best out of us and give them the best chance that they have, then what's wrong with us? When I was a little girl, they found out that I was deaf at age 9. I had the mumps, and it cut off the hearing out of my left ear. I didn't have any hearing in that ear. So, but they waited from the time I was 3 till 9. Nobody knew I was deaf. That they, oh well, the sound of the TV is going a little bit higher. All that stuff. Trying to say, well, Cheryl, you're not listening. Well, that wouldn't be true. They just didn't know I was deaf in one ear. And, they didn't have the compassion to do that. And they have since lamented and have the apology for it. This person had tried to help me out with hearing aids. Society does have programs for people for hearing aids, but it's most likely they are secondhand or whatever else. I needed glasses, for example. Well, this person helped me to get glasses. That's awesome. And I have to help myself get those things. If I want to get a car, I will have to help myself get those things. If I want to do anything, it's up to me. And it's not dependent upon him to offer me anything except his love. And in all the ways that this person had, he tried his best. When I sometimes get to that astral plane, sometimes it's in that half awake, half asleep, first thing in the morning. I'll wake up and won't put my feet out of the bed yet, and I'll have this sort of like conversation with the higher power and or the great divine, and we'll question it back and forth. And I have to be very careful about listening to the higher power when it speaks to me, because sometimes if I don't hear what they're quite saying, it can get lost, or the stream can get lost. Um, the thought that's put into my head is not always about me and discounting, oh, well, that's a stupid thought, that kind of thing. They are the thoughts from the divine about what it is you're meant to do in your life. And I think that's, for the most part, what most people do. They discount all those thoughts that you get from the great divine, and either decide to tune it out. Oh no, that's not me. That's something, you know, it you can't to do that to the divine is disrespectful. And they know that. They know that those messages can get lost. They know that those messages can get lost in the translation. And they try very hard to give you the right thing to do for yourself. Um, but sometimes that message can get lost. Um, when my friend used to sit in his bathroom for hours doing his thing, and we'd have these great discussions about the life and about what he was doing and not doing and things like that. And, he was quite upset about all these life issues on his own turf. And I would say something brilliant, and he would either take it or not. But those are the things that people can do for each other, is give a little bit of something that they can hang on to, so they can improve themselves and not do the horrible things that they do for themselves. One of the things is going through walls and trying to find evil in a wall, or trying to find fear and create the fear for himself. One time he had decided to get these fire candles and put them underneath cars, things like that. So you have to look at what is the good in your life and what is not good, and the consequence of giving the love in your life or the fear in your life. And all I'm trying to do is to be kind. This afternoon, my granddaughter is here. She's 2 years old. And so I had taught her about what a God box is. And the God box is simply, I'll go and get it and show it to you. Sorry. Anyway, this is my God box. And basically, it's got all the names of people I loved or know in here. And basically, essentially, you can make your own coffee box. You get a coffee tin, or any kind of tin, or could be a coffee container of some sort. You can decorate it. You can color it. You will get a piece of paper and wrap it around it, and then use Scotch tape to hold it on or something. And you put the names of the people that you love into this God box, and then you put on the lid, so all those thoughts don't escape out into the atmosphere, because those thoughts are yours and about you and your God and the people that you love or don't even love. And you put them into your God box, so that God knows who your thoughts are about. So God can help you take care of it. You can put situations down, write on a piece of paper about your situation, put it in your God box. And that's part of what it is. And that's it. It's not having a faith in something that's better, rather than being reliant on my own silly thinking that things can improve little by little, day by day. Things can improve, and most times they do. Uh, if it hadn't been for being on YouTube, and it hadn't been for watching YouTube these last couple of years, uh, I wouldn't have known what to do with myself. Um, I had lost jobs. I had lost my daughter last year, and some of you know Sarah McDermott. She was my daughter. She was only 30 years old, nearly 30 years old, and she went up to Tulaman to go and be with a boyfriend, and she, oh my gosh, I need to get that off my chest. Because what happened was she had gone up to Tulaman for the day to be, I think, for the weekend, and they were going to do some work on the shack, I think, and they had planned to build a house up there, and had decided to go water skiing. And it was told to me that Sarah had broken her ribs and things like that. And she flew over the handlebars and broke her ribs, I think. And they decided to go warm up in the shack, in the shower shack that Casey had made. And I just could not, over the last year, I could not accept that her death was an accident. Because it was described that there was a leak of this carbon monoxide. Well, how did the leak happen? Well, no one can say how the leak happened. And the term accident becomes a loose word for me, because nothing is an accident, really. Uh, some things are not an accident when some things are. Like kids can fall down from a bike and get hurt. But that's someone getting hurt. Sarah wasn't hurt; she was gone. But part of what she, I think, in her life had learned was about astral planing, and she had uh, a chance to be in this astral plane as well. The heavens and the gods are a lot lower than where they used to be, and they can speak to us about what they would want for us to have or not have. Um, I think some parts of me know that maybe sometimes she does miss the nursing life that she had, because sometimes I'll catch myself watching Grey's Anatomy. um, my dad's astral planning. It was interesting when one of the dreams I had for him. Sometimes messages come in the forms of dreams. And one of the dreams that I had was my dad died in 2017 of bowel cancer. And one of the dreams was that he had uh, decided to play pool with his friend Wally. And another dream, he told me, well, these are one of the keys of your life. It's like and he's standing in a. He didn't talk to me. He just is standing there in a lobby with keys. Um, in another dream, I had my parents a number of years ago, and it was there was this huge room. In this huge room, it is empty, but it only has a pool in this room. And I walk into this room and look at this pool, and there's a woman that's only head and shoulders above, and she's in this pool of water. And it's like, well, hello, who are you? And she explains that she is Marge, and it was my mother, and she had uh, cancer. She had brain tumors and cancer, and this man comes in and he starts conducting her, to turn around, do this and do that, wear a wig, don't wear a wig. And he's trying to conduct how she goes along in her routine. And he is trying to command the way that she lived. And basically what happens is that somehow she gets herself on this wall, and she decides to become this beautiful woman, beautiful naked, and she's then turned around with not just her head and shoulders, but her whole body back, and she's gorgeous. She's dead gorgeous, and she decides to walk around the room with her high heels and owns the room, and tells the guy, "You don't control me anymore. I'm out of here," and takes over her own control. And part of what these messages are about are how to empower yourself and how to take command in your own life and push the gas and push the brake about what you decide to do. And that's part of the decision to write for me. Writing was very cathartic. It was putting those kinds of things out of a dream into stories or into books. And I went to go and write it and showed Sarah some of the books, some of the stuff I was writing. And she had offered to edit for me. And I had, over the years, typed stuff out, and she was going to be my editor. But she wanted it in a small desk. So I couldn't really do that because it's already printed out. And she wanted me to re-edit it. But then time had passed, and then she passed. And, I will be writing more, and I have written some. Um, um, I used to do that astral planning kind of thing when we would go away on our trips. Um, I used to do that when my kids were small. I didn't really tell them because that would kind of freak you. Mom, you're astral planning? No, you can't do that. So the kids can astral fly, and I'm sure that some kids do. I was told about this little girl who can. She claimed when she was like 7 or 8 years old in my dad's backyard, and she claimed that she could fly the realm. And at first, I didn't quite believe what this woman was talking about, but she said, say, hey, mommy, I've been flying. Well, what kind of flying are you talking about, dear? And, uh, you know, whether she meant the kind of thing that I'm talking about, which is about using the mind to go up into the upper atmosphere and float and think about how the life is, or to actually fly, I don't know, because it was like 1970s kind of conversation where those people used to talk a lot more free about things. Back in the 60s, of course, you did drop of LSD and then you flew. You know, today we can do those things and think, okay, I can finally get my peace and quiet. I can finally put myself all together and go up into this atmosphere and try and get some peace and quiet. Um, but giving people peace of mind is what this is all about. And if we can't help each other out and give each other peace of mind and peace and quiet, then how can we encourage each other some peace? Peace away from the alcoholic father, the alcoholic parent, or the drug addict friend or husband, um, or the boss that's being mean, or the somebody had decided to cut you off when you're driving on the highway, and oh, wait a minute, no, you don't have to react to that. You can, okay, peace to you, sir, bye. you know it depends on how you choose your thoughts about how you react to stuff. um that's what it boils down to. So anyway, I'm trying to by the way, and nobody's in the chat room right now, so I'm going to log off here. I think I've said maybe too much or not enough. I'm not sure. Um, but I wanted to thank you. If you can give a likes up, then do so. Come back to the channel and come and see me again. And I'll do this again, and we'll talk once again. Thanks for stopping by, and I thank the people who try and encourage me to do something like this. Um, and I appreciate everybody who stopped by. Thanks again. We'll see you. Bye.